Welcome to the Celtic Way Podcast. My name is Stephanie Woollard and I am your podcast host. Over the next few months, we will be interviewing incredible Irish and people from Celtic backgrounds, including family historians, genealogists, incredible musicians that are world-renowned, and Irish Gaelic language speakers. We can't wait to have you listening to our podcast. We hope you enjoy the show.
Fields of Athenry had just come out, that song. And from then on, I got into music, got into singing. So, yeah, it changed my life. So, yeah.
Amazing. And you've sung at some big events.
Some big events, been very lucky. I got to sing at the MCG in 2002, I think it was. It was the World Cup rugby, but they had a Ireland-Australia match, football. So I got to sing the national anthem. That was about 1 minute and 10 seconds, and they're the best 1 minute and 10 seconds of my life. I get to sing, it's funny, I sing the national anthems a lot for any of the big events. My brother reckons that when I die, all I'll be remembered for is the national anthems. And I'm like, well, Patrick, at least they'll remember me.
Pretty good contribution.
Yeah. But it's open doors. I get to meet people. I don't know, it's just open doors. Do I make a fortune out of it? Not a chance. But being part of a community and being able to do something and be involved is really special. Yeah.
Amazing. And I remember when you were talking to me about when we caught up, you were sharing during COVID, most travel businesses sort of really struggled during that period, but you were really pivotal in the community and being able to get people flights home and all the rest of it. Can you share a little bit about that?
It was funny. It was the Monday and I had just done a Zoom with the Irish Chamber of Commerce because there was lots of talk about COVID and what was going to happen. And I can remember just looking and waiting for an announcement to be made, and we finally got that announcement they were going to shut the borders that night. And I said to my dad, what are we going to do for the next 3 months? Will we survive it? And he said, don't worry. He goes, the Irish will need to travel. They will travel. And I'm like, what would he know? You know, I couldn't believe what he was saying. And 2 days later, I got a phone call from the CEO at the Chamber of Commerce, Barry Corr, and he said, Chris, get ready. You are going to be inundated. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, Qatar are going to keep flying. And I had luckily introduced them to the Chamber the year before, like the irony of it all. And for the next, I suppose, 20 months, we thought we'd get a month or two out of it. So there was people stranded here and told to go home. So backpackers and parents, there was lots of parents. It was March. So people were still out here for the summer. And we got a lot of them home. It was cruel. The prices were just awful. But we thought we'd get a month out of that, but it just kept going. And you then had, the awful stories of people, someone's died. We had a young lad in Sydney, and thank God it was Sydney, because they were allowed to go and he had been killed walking across the road. So it was on life support, and I got the phone call about 2 a.m, can you help? And I can remember we were talking about Alan, that's now with the Chamber. He was working with Etihad, and I rang him and I said, Alan, I need 2 seats urgently, because you couldn't get seats. And within half an hour I had those seats, and we had them going via London, and they got to see him in before they took him off life support. They were able to go and see him at the funeral home and things like that, and meet the friends. That wouldn't have happened in Melbourne, but it did happen in Sydney, and I'm sort of grateful that Sydney was able to give them that opportunity, because it was cruel. We used to have to, change flights, or you had to get permission to leave the country. And, if someone's dying, you can't, so I got strong. I said, I will book the tickets. You go out to the airport, and I said, you do whatever you have to do to get on that flight, and go up to immigration and just beg. every one of them got out and back.
Wow.
So, yeah, it changed our business, but it's a time that I find it hard. We should never have been that locked up, but that's life and it goes on, and it changed my business forever. Yeah.
Wow, amazing. Amazing that you're able to work so quickly and dynamically, and again, those connections that you can just call and say, can you do this?
Yeah. It's funny because I was the quiet one. I wouldn't I hated being that pushy person, but as I said, I found my voice during COVID.
So good.
I had to fight to get those seats, and it stood to us. So, yeah.
Amazing. Just going back to the performing, and the Irish Australia Chamber of Commerce have the big St Patrick's Day at the Palladium Ballroom, and you've sung the Irish anthem there, and also you were saying for the Celtic Club that do it at Zinc.
I do, yeah.
That's in the morning, the breakfast, and then you've got the lunch. So quite a big day for you. But just talk us through, for those of us that will probably never have that opportunity to sing on a stage of that size and the audience, what is the experience like for you?
I'm a nervous wreck. Yeah, no, I'll be honest.
Wow, you're so courageous for saying yes.
I'm a nervous wreck every time I go backstage. I won't talk to anyone before I sing. And it's probably only the national anthems, because if you muck up the national anthems, even though people might not be singing, by God, they know you've made a mistake. There's no hiding a national anthem. So, and I did forget it last year. I forgot a line. So, felt like a right fool. But, life goes on. A few people may not have noticed, or some may have noticed. But it's the nerves for me. Once I go out on the stage, I'm fine. But it's, I'm always nervous no matter what I sing. But the national anthems, you standing up there unaccompanied, and I try not to look at the crowd. Yeah. Years ago, Mary McAleese, who was president, my brother was the president of the chamber at that time. He was quite young. He was only in his early 20s. And with all the, you had the Irish sort of police and the federal police, and they all had rules and whatever. And, of course, Patrick was told, you're not allowed to touch the president. You're not allowed, only talk when she talks. So you've got to remember, this is the federal police and the Irish police, But on the morning, he said as they were about to go off, he goes, so, Mary, will we just walk normally, or will we go arm in arm? And she goes, Patrick, arm in arm. And then when I was singing. So she was right at the front. And I can remember when I finished singing, I looked down, and she gave me the thumbs up, and I was like, thank you.
Amazing.
So it's little things like that, but the nerves are real. Yeah, no matter how many times you've done it, the national anthem is something everyone will know when you make that mistake. Yeah.
Well done for saying yes, because it probably provides so much, well, I know it would, joy to so many people, because Irish people are also very
they love their national anthem. Yeah, and it's funny because we have to sing the Irish one first because that's protocol, and then the Australian one. And there's such a round of applause, and they all sing the Australian anthem, which is nice. That's important too. Yeah.
And how do you pronounce it in Irish? I'm just looking at it here, and I don't think I can even attempt to pronounce it correctly.
Sheena Fina Fall. I don't know if I can do it speaking. Sheena Fina Fall. A Torfe Yala Gwerin. Yeah. So, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, beautiful.
My Irish is not great. I do have a friend who is a Gaeltacht speaker, so that's her first language is the Irish. And still to this day, she'll make sure that I'm getting it right. Yeah.
So you just mentioned a little bit about how the audience reacts when you sing at those events, and a moment that stood out where the woman gave you the thumbs up, that incredible woman. So, are there any other highlights that you've had? And you must just be euphoric at the end of it.
There's no doubt. Once you sing, one, there's a relief, and two, I'm on a high. So that's no matter what. I always say the chamber Commerce Day is my favourite day. One, because I get to meet loads of people, but that once I've done it, see, I do it right at the start.
You can enjoy.
So I
That's
can then just
perfect.
relax. So that's the big thing. I don't. I've got to sing in different places. You know, I've been lucky enough to go on trips with travel groups, and we have they take the top 20 away. Say there's a group of us, independent agents, and I think the first one we went to was up in Queensland, and it was just a week after the big fires here that we had. Oh God, it was years ago. But they decided to. Oh, my old boss was like, "Come on, Chris, give us a song." And this was, and I'm like, and it was again, everyone's Australian, so they're not going to be in for a sing song. And he said, "Please sing." So I sang. I was mortified in front of these people. Half of them I didn't know. But he said, "Come on, sing another." So I sang one song, and he said, "Sing another one." And I said, "Well, money on the table, put your money where your mouth is." And he put out $100, and he said, "That can go towards the bushfires." So I sang, and everyone else put in money as well, and we raised some money that night. And every time I went overseas on a trip, I would have to sing, and they would have to put in money, and we'd give it to a local community. So I was even in Muscat and Oman and, Fiji and things like that. So again, it opens up my world a little bit more. I meet people, and it's just a connection. So am I making money out of it? Absolutely not. I've done a CD that was years ago.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I'm happy just to enjoy it. It's fun. It's opened so many doors to me. Yeah.
That's beautiful that you're just happy to share your gift in that way and share it.
Yeah.
What was your CD called, out of interest?
I
Oh,
can't
it must
think.
be so cool
It's
having a CD.
that stage of my life at the moment. Oh my God.
Oh,
Um,
you might remember it as we play.
I still have the CDs. Friends still play it. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh,
God, I can't
unreal.
even think what it. That is so bad.
You'll remember in the break, hopefully.
Yeah,
But
it's my age.
Chris has agreed to actually sing us a song. So we're just going to go to a quick Irish song here by the Pogues. The Pogues are coming out to Melbourne soon, and do you know, have you seen that, Chris, that they're going to be out here?
I
in
have.
concert?
I'm not going. It's probably the only concert I'm not going to, because all I've done the last week and a half is go to concerts, and I've still got more to come. So,
wow.
yeah.
Wow. So this one is by the Pogues, Dirty Old Town, which many of you will probably know. So we're going to play that song, which is a classic Irish song, and then we're going to hear one of Chris's beautiful songs. You did make mention of Mary Black, a song for Ireland that you were thinking of singing. So we'll just have a bit of a negotiation, and then we'll come back with the song that Chris is going to sing. So we're in the studio with Chris. We're back, and I'm super excited because Chris has generously agreed to sing us a song for Ireland, which we're going to hear all about. Chris, do you mind sharing a little bit about that song and why you chose that song?
Mary Black was I suppose in late 80s, early 90s, and I feel there was a change in music, like there is a change in music again at the moment in Ireland. She had a similar voice. I mean, she's amazing, so she's next level, to be honest, and she was my hero, and I think she changed music. I think that just at that time, it was just a special time, lots of new music, people travelling. And yeah, I don't know, for me, she'd be my favourite and someone that I would admire and respect. Yeah, she's brilliant.
Oh, amazing. So looking forward to hearing it, and take it away whenever you're ready.
Go for it now, okay. Oh, this could work, may not. And this is called Song for Ireland. Walking all the day, Near tall towers where falcons build their nest, silver wing they fly, they know the call of freedom in their breast. So black-haired against the sky, they twist and turn, all in your rare blue sky. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunset, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland. Drinking all the day in old pubs where fiddlers love to play. So one touched the bow, he played a reel which seemed so grand and gay. Stood on Dingle Beach and cast in wild foam, we found Atlantic bass. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunsets, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland. Dreaming in the night, I saw a land where no man had to fight. Waking in your dawn, I saw you crying in the morning light. Lying where the falcons fly, they twist and turn, all in your heavenly sky. Living on your western shore, saw summer sunset, asked for more. I stood by your Atlantic sea and sang a song for Ireland. There you go.
That was absolutely magnificent, Chris. Thank you so much for sharing that. I feel like almost after a song like that, you don't want to make any noise. You just want to take it in for a bit. But on radio, you're not meant to have more than 5 seconds of silence, so I can't do that. But that was
very true.
I was just thinking as you were singing, what a magnificent voice, but it sort of doesn't match for you to say you're nervous or you don't know how it's going to go and then come out with a voice like that.
Yeah, could have all gone wrong.
Yeah, you've got an amazing talent,
you.
and it's just so nice to hear that you share that at big events like the St. Patrick's Day events in Melbourne. So thanks for sharing it live on air with our listeners.
Thank you.
So I wanted to talk to you about where you're from, Tipperary, and just how would you describe Tipperary for someone who's never been there before, and what are the sites that, you know, are not to be missed if you do go to Tipperary?
Well, Tipperary, as my dad would say, he would always say, I'm from the capital of Ireland. And they'd say, oh, Dublin. He goes, no, Tipperary. He was, they were both very proud Tipperary people. Tipperary is about an hour and a half from Dublin. It is inland and it is beautiful green fields. It's very different to the West Coast, but it's luscious. You have the Rock of Cashel, which is one of the biggest. I think it's the third. I think you've got the Guinness Storehouse. There's another one that probably, and then there's the Rock of Cashel. And, you know, as kids, we were able to climb the Rock of Cashel, but now you can't, but you can visit, and it's divine. Mum and Dad were from different villages, but Thurles would be sort of like, I'd say in inverted commas, like the capital of, now a few people might disagree, but Thurles is sort of like the home of the GAA. That's where it was founded by an archbishop, you know, 150 years ago or something like that. So that's huge still, and hurling is the game. Whilst there is football in Tipperary, Kilkenny, Cork, Clare, it's really about hurling, and it's an amazing game. I find there's great music. You know, everyone goes to Ireland and focuses on the coast. I always say you've got to go inland as well because it's quite different. And I feel it's nearly, it's the beautiful, luscious, you know, even the cows, like they're different, they're gorgeous, they're fat and they're, you know, healthy, you know. I can remember being in a coach going up to Belfast with Tourism Ireland, and I might have had a few drinks the night before, and I'm on the phone to mum and dad going, the cows are just so, I think we were going through a drought, to be honest, here. And I'm going, they're fat and they're luscious and the grass is green and there's so much of it. And they're like, right, she's still probably a little bit inebriated, but it's divine. Yeah, that inland is not to be missed, you know. But and I know that the coast is also absolutely gorgeous, but I think that inland, Kilkenny, parts of Cork, is just divine. Yeah.
You're making me really excited to get on that plane on the 20th of April and head back over
good
there
luck
again.
with that. At the moment, let's just say I haven't slept much for the last since Saturday night.
I know.
Yeah,
you're not looking tired at all, which is amazing.
I'm wrecked.
So we are coming to the end of our radio show now. Thank you so much again for your time, Chris. Just one last quick question. How have you seen the travel industry change, both the desire for people to go over to Ireland, but also the tourism in Ireland change over the years that you've been in it?
I think Ireland is so advanced with their tourism. It's incredible. The way they promote it is just special. Over the years, it's just got better and better. It is beautiful to stay there. I would say don't do anything less than a week. Do the 3 weeks. Just focus on Ireland, and I promise you, you will go back. And that's the problem. You will want to go back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So good, so good. Well, thank you so much again. That was Chris Moloughney in the studio today, and we're really blessed to have both her time and stories, but also magnificent voice singing a song for Ireland by Mary Black, which is the singer that she told us a little bit about and her love for Mary Black. So thank you so much, Chris, for being here today and sharing that with our audience. We hope you enjoyed our show at the Celtic Way Podcast. Stay tuned for our next podcast session where we will be interviewing another incredible guest.